Hey everybody, Pat here with Farland Classic Restoration. Today we are down here in the showroom. I'll be walking you through a few of the new faces down here, as well as highlighting all the fun we've been up to over the last week, Kevin. The Colorado Concours, and checking out the electric Porsche. So, jump right in here. Again, we were moving some around this morning. If you wanted to go see those, you can find that over on our Instagram page, Farland Cars. We were moving around a 280 SE 3.5, as well as this lovely 2007 Shelby Mustang GT that just came into the shop. This one is in on consignment. Gonna be doing a bit of PDR work on it. A few little dings on the far side here that will be addressed, and then the car will be ready to go. See if we can catch them down here. You can kind of catch one right along there. So I was chatting with our friend Andy, our PDR guy, always in doing some fantastic work. So he said this one should be pretty darn easy. So we'll get through that and have that one going up on consignment. This one is the automatic 2007. I want to say there's around 11 or 12,000 original miles on it. Very original here. A great Ford client who has quite a few different cars here in town. So we'll jump over here. On this one, we've got the Maserati Gran Turismo with the lovely red interior. This one is available over on the site at farlandcars.com. You can learn more about that one, check out everything here in the showroom, as well as some of the restoration stuff we're up to over in the shop. Plenty of fun over there. I'm thinking Wednesday we will have a live stream from our Instagram account, and we will highlight some of the fun going on over there. Really like the red in here. This is owned by a great client we work with quite frequently. I like to refer to him as the convertible client. Buys all sorts of convertibles. Really enjoys those out here in this Colorado weather. You know, with 300 days of sunshine, we can't blame him. Other than that, we'll jump down to these two, the Italians we took out to the Colorado Concours last week. If you haven't checked out any of the videos there, go look over on our YouTube. We saw an excellent 1955 Ghia that was built for Chrysler as a turbine car. So we'll be writing up a blog on that one, hopefully going live next week there. So that one was plenty cool. But the ones here in the showroom, we've got the 1970 Maserati Ghibli. Again, this one was repainted in the 80s. It's got that white ivory interior and just a fantastic place to be. This was one that I did get to drive over to the event this last weekend, and I can tell you, I got plenty of eyes out there on the road. Everybody thumbs up and enjoying the Maserati magic there. We also thought this was a good one, just being not something that we've restored here in the shop, but we did restore that 4.9 liter SS model that you can find over on the site. That one is one of our favorites. The Spider 5-speed with the SS. We believe it is one of 5 that originally left the factory. That one is in a great deep blue color. So. Up front, we got the mouse hide dashboard and the manual there. Plenty of fun. But I must be honest, if I were buying, I prefer the Alfa Montreal. Both are great Italian V8s. Many compare the Ghibli here to the Ferrari Daytona. Of course, we're restoring the blue one over in the shop just down the way. You can find more about that one at farlandcars.com. Heading through, checking out the Alfa. Again, this is a front engine V8. I like to call it an early pop-up headlight, which is really a drop-down design. Those bezels go down and sit underneath the light there. So gives it a bit of a wonky look, but I quite enjoy it. And then just a perfect spec for me, you know, it's got that reupholstered cloth seats. I always prefer the cloth personally. Plenty of documentation, as you can see, sitting in there. And I loved this little 5-speed. Tons of fun to drive. Just a great little car. Me and Jack, our shop owner, we're buzzing down to the event. I was in this one, he was in our electric Porsche, and I have to say I could barely keep up with him. My man was flying in that little electric. Of course, the top dog here in the showroom as of late, the 1989 Porsche 911 930 slant nose with the M505 factory option. Again, that is the slant nose option there. And I wanted to say the slant nose option was like a 60% price bump on the standard 930 turbo. So that kind of speaks to the rarity from the factory. Can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say around 125 units were built for the 1989 model year, which was the final year of the 930 slant nose production. And then we've just got these guards here, right? You've got these big rocker panels, easy to catch a shoe in there, anything like that. We've just got those covered for now. Making sure our team is keeping an eye on all of them. Another one we took over to the show this weekend, the American V8, the 1991 Corvette ZR1. And very similar to the slant nose, the ZR1 option was a huge price bump from the standard Corvette in 91. I want to say similar pricing, right? Maybe, I was looking at the sticker on this one, it was around 30,000 new, and then it had about 30,000 in options. Or the ZR1 package, and there's actually only 2 options in 91. It was the standard double tops, which we have here. You can see the color matched, and then the darker see-through. And the other option was climate control, which this one also has. Plenty of fun in the ZR1. Fun? And we do have that front hood popped open right now. You can see that little gap in the panel there. Spinning back over here, we got the round headlight trio. This Jaguar XE, Series 1. Got the covered headlights. Show you the switches in here as well. This was an interior done here at the shop just a few years back. Again, Series 1 have those switches, whereas the later Series 1.5 have a rocker switch. A little more safe than the metal sticking out there. So, kind of a fun one. Continually developing there. Other than that, getting back to Maserati, we'll bring it down to the Sixes here, inline six. This is a twin plug inline 6. The engine was originally used in the Grand Prix cars from Maserati in the late 1950s. This was kind of the end of the design. It had a twin spark plug system. The Mistral. Everybody seems to look at this one and find a different shape that they appreciate. I'll point out the one I always see back here. I see a ton of Jensen Interceptor, but that's my call. You know, everybody sees things a little different. I think I also heard Chevy Monza whispered from time to time, but to each their own. My card's falling out there scaring me. Our team did a great job of detailing this interior. This one had sat for quite a few years. Throw my card back on the seat there. Flying around, flying around. Back here is our friend, the 55 Corvette. If you've been following along, you recognize this one. Harvest yellow over woodland green. 1955, 1 year only model. 1 year only color on this model. And again, this was the first year that the V8 was available in the Corvette. You can see the big accentuated V to show off that V8 power. Again, before that, the Corvette it was only introduced a few years before, I want to say 52, 53, right in there. Before that, it was offered with the Blue Flame inline six, which was popular for the time, but very quickly the Thunderbird released and Chevy realized that they needed a V8. So they offered the V8 in 55. The rarest of the 55 models is actually the Blue Flame with the inline six. You know, most people ended up optioning for the 8, and I believe something like 6 or 7 cars were completed with the Blue Flame inline six, which was the last year that that engine was offered. So, although this one is a rarity in Harvest Yellow, Woodland Green, with the manual transmission, the Blue Flame would be a rarer example of the 55, but some of our favorites here in the showroom. Other than that, we'll take a peek over here at another E-Type available for consignment here in the showroom. So we kind of got the pick of the litter here, right? We got the coupe and the cab. So, I'm sorry, open 2-seater and the coupe. Again, an early example, you've got the covered headlights. These real early style seats. I have not seen these in another E-Type, and I love those seats. That is such a cool look. Kind of Porsche Speedster-esque. And then you've also got that metal throughout the switchgear. And of course, you've still got switches being an early Series 1. Other than that, we've got some Mercedes hanging out in the corner. 2017 SL 600 with the bi-turbo V12. And this ML63, we're offering that one available online. That is not gonna be offered through our site. That's just another car we're helping a client move. One owner, a little over 100,000 miles on that one. So still very well treated, and the team that's jumped in this one and been able to drive it around the block has really loved it. I could see myself cruising up to Aspen, into the mountains, getting out for a ski day. This would be a perfect ride. Of course, you know, the S-Class would be just as nice. Can you imagine? Ski racks up top? To each their own. But that's gonna do it for us today here at Farland. I've been Pat. Again, go check out our stuff over on YouTube. We're pushing a lot over there, as well as Instagram. We did a short live video this morning showing off the Shelby moving around, as well as that 280 SE 3.5 coupe. We'll be showing that one off next week on the Instagram live stream as we highlight stuff over in the shop. That's gonna do it for us today. Pony versus Corvette, the classic American conundrum. Italian V8s, a little bit of everything down here in the showroom. If you have a car that you're looking to consign, please give us a call at 303-761-1245 or shoot us an email at info@farlandcars.com. We'd be happy to help you move your classic or find that next caretaker for the one you've been appreciating. That's gonna do it for us today. I've been Pat. Happy Farland Friday. We will catch you next week.